Northern Nigeria is home to some of the richest lands in the country, vast in agriculture, abundant in natural resources, and blessed with a young, vibrant population. But despite this potential, the region remains trapped in one of the deepest poverty cycles in Nigeria. The numbers are harsh, the consequences are widespread, and the solutions must be bold. According to the National Bureau of Statistics 2022 Multidimensional Poverty Index, 63% of Nigerians, about 133 million people, are poor in more than one basic area of life. Out of that number, really 86 million people live in northern Nigeria. In Sokoto State alone, about 91% of the population is considered multidimensionally poor. In many northern households, access to education, healthcare, clean water, and decent housing remains a daily struggle. The World Bank further reports that in the region, over 70% of people suffer from at least two major deprivation and more than a third face four or more. These statistics are not just numbers. They represent the slow erosion of opportunities for millions of people. Poverty affects education and livelihoods in profound ways. Children drop out of school. Youth are left unskilled and jobs become scarce. In health, the picture is equally grim. Malnutrition and limited access to healthcare continue to plague rural communities, leaving families vulnerable to preventable diseases. Recently, a report that millions across the north face acute hunger due to rising food prices and violent displacement, with children bearing the heaviest burden. When economies are weak, internal revenue shrinks. Many northern states struggle to raise enough internally generated revenue, relying heavily on federal allocations to survive. The cost of governance becomes inflated. The resources that should build schools, hospitals, or industries are instead lost to inefficiency or corruption. Poor infrastructure, weak governance, and insecurity worsen the situation. Banditry, insurgency, and communal conflict thrive where unemployment and hopelessness persist. And as insecurity drives farmers from their lands, hunger deepens, creating a vicious cycle. Ironically, this region of vast agricultural potential and rich natural resources continues to export poverty instead of prosperity. But it doesn't have to remain this way. Solutions exist if backed by political will, strategic investment, and genuine collaboration. A new approach must begin with an education and skills revolution, one that equips young people with relevant, market driven abilities. Rural schools must be upgraded, teachers trained, and vocational centers established across communities. Access to digital learning and technology should no longer be a privilege but a right. Healthcare and nutrition systems also need urgent strengthening. Mobile clinics, improved maternal and child care, and community-based nutrition programs can save millions of lives. Let's talk about agriculture here, which is the backbone of every region. Should be revitalized through support for smallholder farmers, access to modern tools, secure land rights, and digital platforms that connect producers directly to markets. To boost economic independence, northern states must expand their internal revenue base, formalizing informal economics, improving tax collection transparency, and attracting private investment in manufacturing, agro-processing, and renewable energy can open up opportunities for sustainable development. What about security and community inclusion, which must also go hand in hand? Job creation, local peace building initiatives, and empowerment projects for youth and women can reduce the lure of violence. Governance reforms are equally critical. Poverty alleviation funds must be used transparently. With citizens involved in monitoring outcomes, it is not enough to allocate billions. The real measure lies in the impact felt in villages, towns, and schools. In the short term, government and development partners should focus on rapid intervention, such as youth skill funds, mobile health missions, and digital marketplace for farmers. Over the medium term, northern Nigeria needs to build modern schools, strengthen its health infrastructure, and adopt transparent fiscal policies. In the long term, regional economic clusters should emerge: agro-industrial parks, textile hubs, renewable energy zones, each driving employment and trade across the region. Reducing poverty in northern Nigeria is not charity. It is national necessity. The region holds the key to Nigeria's economic stability, food security, and social peace. But for transformation to happen, we must go beyond policies written on paper. We must act deliberately, collectively, and consistently. The story of poverty in northern Nigeria is not just one of deprivation, it is also one of resilience. The land is rich, the people are strong, the potential is limitless. With education, innovation, and accountable leadership, northern Nigeria can rise, not as the face of poverty, but as the engine of Nigerians' progress. Because when poverty declines, hope rises, and when hope rises, peace and prosperity flow.